Hello StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between TLO and Seoul on King Sejong Station, the latter edition. In the bottom right side of the map we have the red Zerg player, it is TLO, representing Team Liquid. And in the top left side of the map we have the blue Terran player, it is Seoul from True Esport. Okay, so here we go with the ZVT for you guys on the GM Professional Ladder between TLO and Seoul. Hope you're excited for this match because I definitely am. We should be able to see some amazing gameplay, amazing micro and macro from both of these players. And let's get right on into it here. Refinery taken by Seoul. Barracks as well, likely going to be a Reaper expand. My Reaper list is primed and ready to go for all y'all. Meanwhile, hatchery first by TLO into an extractor, into a spawning pool. I will bet you so much money that is what TLO is going to do here. Ready, get set, extractor, bam, and the spawning pool will come along shortly. Not enough minerals for it now, mind you, but still that is what is going to happen. It's the safe thing for TVZ. It's been safe since Wings of Liberty. It really has. Hatch first, extractor spawning pool. Reaper expand's been around forever and ever. Actually, was Reaper expand a thing in Wings of Liberty? Trying to remember. For a while there, it was all Baneling busts from Zerg, right? So you couldn't really go Reaper expand. But, I don't know. And then I guess there's like a 5-rax Reaper thing there for a while, which wasn't really a Reaper expand either. Anyway, alright. So this Reaper's name is a Trapper Reaper. Haha, that's a play on Trapper Keeper. I had one of those when I was a kid. It's like a super fancy binder is what it was. That's how sad things were when I was a child. The things we got excited for as kids were really fancy binders we could put our schoolwork in. I mean, the kids today would hear that story and just like fall out of their chairs with embarrassment. Seriously, that's what it was. I mean, also there were micro machines, I guess those were pretty cool, but like the cool thing at school, and what was cool about them was just that they had like geometric shapes on the front or pictures of horses, like if you were a girl. And I guess the 3-ring binding stuff was kind of handy and there were neat pockets. But I mean, I was so excited when I got one. That's the thing I can't really remember. Well, what about it was I so excited for this Trapper Reaper? Anyway, Seoul did actually manage to block off this potential third base from TLO. Reaper is going to town, killing him some stuff. Seoul is tossing down a blocking... Oh, tossing down a bunker. I was going to say that looks like an engineering bay, but it's not. It's actually a bunker. How strange. Canceling the extractor. The drone is now here. Can the drone? Nope. Drone goes back into making an extractor. Trapper Reaper trying to kill some stuff, trying to knock that queen. Can't get it with the KD8 charge. But 2 kills already to his name, and stopping that third base attempt. Pretty good. Lings up here as well, causing some havoc at the natural base for Seoul, but nah, not really. The 2 Lings that are slow, not the most impressive things in the world. Lings here on the warpath, though, they almost have speed, and when they have speed, Trapper Reaper is in so much trouble. So much trouble. Alright, he's got 3 kills, though, which is nice, and look at him. He's got a bunker to fall back to. Holy shamoly. And this poor drone is forced to cancel the extractor. Oh, shoot. Get in. No! Trapper Reaper, no! What? Trapper Reaper had a a bunker to fall back to, and he just stood outside and got surrounded by Lings and murdered instead of going to safety. That was disturbing. That was problematic to see. Trapper Reaper had a chance to get into the Reaper Hall of Fame. He did, but then he lost it. He blew it at the end. He was not clutch. He choked, is the sports term for that. Do they say that in esports, that somebody choked? I bet they do. I don't know if I've heard it, but I believe it is a term that has translated over from regular sports, which I am a fan of. I do like regular sports. College football in full swing right now. Well, I mean, it's the first weekend, so it's not necessarily been around for a while. But ton of games recently and today. Definitely going to be watching those. Might cut into my casting time a little bit. I mean, I'm still going to cast 2 games a day for sure, but it's going to be harder to find that time. Tank drop here at the natural base for TLO on that low ground. You've seen this 100 times. There's a Ling smashing it in the face, though, and TLO did manage to knock down the rocks in time to get out there and try to harass it. Tank landing on the high ground, getting a splash off. Lings and Queens trying to take out that medevac. Can't quite do it. Tank is very low on health. Medevac is not. TLO has not been prioritizing killing the medevac, which is kind of weird, but fine. But fine, nothing to worry about. Creep tumor spreading here. What does that production tab say? More Lings, Carapace level 1 up for TLO. Soul's working on additional tanks and an additional base, which he's probably going to land up to the top right here of his main for a third. So Marines heading out with tanks. Pretty standard Marine tank push here. I feel like the Lings should be able to handle it if you're TLO. I don't know that he needs much more than a handful of Lings here. And getting us around on that tank cannot quite kill it. Again, very low on hit points. Lings getting right on top of these Marines, but running as the tank gets into siege mode. Can't quite decide what he's doing, and I think it cost TLO a few Lings there. That's not great. In production, 16 Lings on the way. Upgrades not going to happen. 2 Banelings getting morphed in as well. Double pumping Liberators is Soul. So this could be a pretty strong push out of Soul. Tanks exploding on that Spine Crawler playing defense here at the natural base. Can't quite kill it, though. It's very low on HP, 23 remaining. And just slowly pushing forward, slowly inexorably pushing forward here is Soul. Lings popping out every second right now for TLO. Marines coming on the high ground, covered by the tank on the low ground. Lings going for it, though. Lings and Queens trying to get rid of that tank. They get the one that was very low on health. The other one gets picked up, and the Marines get picked up and evacuated as well. But not before a few of them die. Medevacs are still refusing to fall out of the sky here. TLO is not, again, making a priority to kill them, but I feel like if you have Marines behind your mineral line, you probably want to kill them first. So that's totally fine. +1/+1, like I said, for TLO is on the way for his Marines, for his melee units, which means he's probably going to push for Ultras at some point. That is my professional opinion. Soul pushing in with 2 Liberators, trying to sneak down to this third base for TLO, but there are 2 Queens ready to meet these guys. And a Spore Crawler. Oh no, 1 Liberator is going to die before doing anything. Will it? No! No, 9 hit points. But still, just about dead anyway. Another Spore Crawler coming on up. The Queen takes down 1. I think it's murdered to death here as the Liberators set up shop behind this third base. Spore Crawler coming in. Gonna burrow. And actually might kill this Liberator. A little bit slow on the reaction time here. Does try to fly over to the main base, but there are 2 Queens here as well. There are 3 Queens here, actually. Meanwhile, some Ling's going to block the attempt to land Soul's third base, which is going to be cleaned up by this tank, I guess. Boom! Catching those Lings on fire and coming right on up right next to that tank to try and kill it. Pick it up. Soul does not pick it up. Doesn't pick it up. More Liberators over here, too, at the natural base, just going to town. Spore Crawlers trying to murder them. Queens trying to find angles at which they can attack. And they finally force the Liberators away there. So workers killed 6-2. I mean, nobody's really in the lead. And the Liberator sets up in the main here. And gonna kill a Queen. Does kill a Queen, but 2 more Queens show up and the Liberator is exploded just outside the main. Lings running on in with our newfound +1/+1. Gonna try to kill this tank before it gets picked up. They get the tank here at the third base of Soul, moving right onto the natural, but there are a lot of Marines and a tank there. The Lings decide to back on out. They could have done some stuff at the third if they wanted. I'm not sure why TLO is retreating here. Soul is pretty packed in right now. I'm not sure how much he wants to leave this position at his second, but I guess if the third was directly under attack, he would have sent his Marines over. TLO's working on Baneling's speed, working on +2/+2 for his melee stuff. Soul's doing a lot of things in that production tab, but a hive just started for TLO. Tanks, Marines, +1/+1 on his Marines, combat shield, armories, all sorts of happiness for the Terran player right now. TLO is working on a 4th base up along that there right side, and pathogen glands on the way for TLO. So I like that. I like the infestor play. Again, I'd like Aspire a little bit more if your opponent's going heavy on the Medevacs and Liberators just for the Corruptor play, but I don't know. Does he even have a Roach Warren? He can't even go for Ravagers. It's going to be difficult for him to deal with Medevacs and Liberators just with Infestors. Infestor Queen. I mean, he only has 4 Queens, so it's not really a Mass Queen play or anything like that. But I don't know. If TLO can hold out till he gets Ultras, it's going to be really good against this Marine tank composition. It's just he doesn't have anything to kill the Liberators. Nothing to kill them. If he had some Ravagers, right? So like a Fungal Bile combination would be amazing, but he doesn't. And I worry that's going to cause him some issues. Attempt of a Ling run by here into this third base. Oh, just throws down a supply depot at the last second to Soul to complete a supply depot wall. That holds. That holds against the Lings. Another drop here by Soul at the right side of the main base. There are 4 Queens, though. They are scary Queens. Medevac does manage to escape. I don't know if any Medevacs have actually died so far in this game. There are 7, which is a pretty big number for 9 minutes in, but I don't know. If you saw one, let me know in the comments. Lings TLO's trying to hold on here with just Ling until that Ultra Cavern pops, which he has started. He's working on +3 ground Carapace. But I don't know if he's going to get there, is the problem. There are Marines, there are tanks. Sol is threatening that 4th base. He's marching right on in here with Liberator support too. And again, I don't know what can deal with these Liberators. Setting up defensive circles, not aggressive. Are these Liberators by Sol? Just moving on in, trying to send some units out to take down that hatchery. A Baneling gets sniped from distance by those Marauders. A Spore Crawler tries to come in and dies immediately. Another Spore Crawler comes in, might just die immediately. Lings, Banelings, Queens, Infestors ready to go though. Great split by Sol, but that just means we're more susceptible to Ling attacks. Wow, tanks are dying, Marines are dying, Banelings are dying. These Queens are trying to get rid of the Liberators, but they can't. As I said, I'm worried about the Liberators causing problems for TLO. Man, those Lings were great though. I guess +2/+2 really pays off. It's pretty darn fantastic here. The Marines have +1/+1, but man, they are being out upgraded hard by TLO right now. That Chitinous Plating's on the way, Ultras are on the way, a Roach Warren is on the way. Yay, TLO heard me. He wants to go Ravager. Ling's over here trying to knock down this debris that leads into the natural base on the left side for Sol. Some Lings watching for another attack by Sol. They are very rewarded for that, as they see Sol pushing out once again with Marines, with a Thor. Actually, I don't know why you'd go with Thor, considering your opponent has a lot of Lings. But hey, Sol, again, a better player than I am. I'm not going to question him too much. Marines come right on in, trying to kill those Infestors. The Lings saying no. Get away from our Infestors. The Ling run-bys, though, by TLO, taking out supply depots. Oh, man, more Lings. We're going to supply block Sol here. It's going to take some time, and the Ultras make their appearance. Banelings, too, crashing into everything, not leaving much for the Ultras to do. But it's one Ultra versus one Thor. And, again, the Liberator is providing a nice, safe haven for everybody to pull back to. Meanwhile, the Lings are just unchecked. They are unchecked over here. Just kill this, TLO. No, don't go up here. TLO, go for the 3rd. Fine, he's going for the natural base, and he's doing okay, but it's pretty good wall set up here by Sol. I love the bunker. And the Lings are dead still alive because they're +2/+2. Holy crap. Widowmine kills a Ling. Great micro by TLO, not allowing that Widowmine to get anything more than a single kill. You kind of have to acquiesce 1 kill, right? But any more than that, don't worry about it. Don't you worry about it. Sol, once again, has a pretty good lockdown on this 4th base of TLO. Workers killed by Sol is 21. TLO has killed 8. I don't know. Lings are running in. Ultra's coming right on in here. And there are Corrosive Biles available, killing 1 Liberator. There are still 2. There are still 2 of them. That tank with 8 kills finally gets picked off thanks to the abilities of the Fungal Growth and the Lings. Another Liberator dies to Fungal Growth. TLO starting to break this, but reinforcements do show up for Sol. Corrosive Biles trying to land on Widowmines. I think that was a miss. I do. Ultras are almost fully upgraded, just missing that +3 on the armor, or on the attack, rather. They are fully upgraded with 8 armor. And TLO defending with Ultra, Infestor, Ravager, Sol. Kills another Liberator. There's 1 more to go. Or TLO kills another Liberator. Sol is making 2 more. Corrosive Biles again killing the last Liberator. And here comes TLO. He is marching forward now. His Ultra has 0 kills somehow. Is getting hit pretty hard by these Marines and these Marauders. The kiting is amazing from Sol right there. Corrosive Biles landing, killing a couple Medivacs. The Ultra dies as well, though. TLO is making 3 more to replace all the ones that he's lost so far, which is all of them. 100% of his Ultras have been killed. Widowmine's here just waiting to kill stuff as there's not an Overseer. Infestor walks right to the front and gets destroyed. Another Corrosive Bile hit does take down 1 of the Liberators. There's still another one there, facing the wrong way, which is kind of weird, but it works, I guess. Corrosive Bile's trying to hit that Bile, trying to kill Widowmines, not actually targeting as well as you would expect out of TLO. He's working on +3 attacks. Sol's working on more Marauders, more Marines, and more Liberators. Another Liberator dies. Corrosive Bile's landing from the sky. This looks, I mean, these aren't huge armies back and forth, but man, this is intense. People are losing units. Corrosive Bile gets the hit, actually hitting his own self, I think that Ravager did. Ultra with no kills. Once again, Sol's doing great against Ultras, considering the fact he doesn't have Ghosts. But like I said, Liberators are pretty good, man. Ultra does get a couple kills here. Corrosive Bile's landing, killing 2 Liberators at once. But look at that Ultra explode. Just outnumbered and outgunned by these Marines and these Marauders. No sign of +3/+3 coming up for Sol. That might hurt him in the long run, as TLO is working on that final attack for his Ultras. Another Ultra dies. Resources lost here, definitely higher for the Zerg player, 19,000 to 17,000. Just Ravagers now against Bio. Again, not a great situation to be in here at the 15-minute mark if you're TLO. And Soul knows what he wants. He wants Widow Mines, he wants Medivacs, he wants Liberators, Marines, and Marauders. And he's going to keep pushing at this fourth until he wins this game, dang it. TLO as well, pretty stuck in his ways. It's going to be Ultras, it's going to be Infestors, and there it is. The Infestors pinning the Bio down. That Ultra up to 3 total kills, and can it live? 2 more of his friends show up. Again, the kiting by Soul is just fantastic here. He's not taking cleaves at all from these Ultras. The Ultras are just kind of trundling around like morons. Can the Infestor get a fungal growth off? I don't think it has enough energy. It does not. Corrosive Biles hitting his own stuff more than anything right now for TLO. 6 kills on this Ultra. We're getting surrounded on all sides and killed before he can escape. Corrosive Bile trying to kill a Liberator that is not in Defender mode. Harder than if it's in Defender mode, it turns out. Soul has a 4th base up and running. I think that's been there for a while, but I think I've had a bit of some tunnel vision. TLO also has 4 bases. Is not taken a 5th yet. I don't see any sign of him wanting to do so. Either just get Aspire, TLO. Get some Corruptors, man. There's a Ling attack over here trying to do some stuff over to the potential 5th base for Soul here along the right side, but I think the army is here to defend against those Lings pretty well. A couple Lings show up in this 4th base. Widowmine takes care of them. No problem. And here we go. Ultras marching on up. Ravagers as well. SCVs kind of transferring back and forth. They don't know where to feel safe, and I don't know that anywhere is safe. As Lings are doing a great job harassing this long-distance mining strategy here, more and more SCVs are getting killed. The right side of Ravagers. And Ultra is just massacring workers right now. Woo, it's 64 to 43 total harvesters. Ultras from the left, Ultras from the bottom and the right. Soul trying to micro his way to victory here. His APM's got to be through the roof. Yeah, 300, about 500 for TLO though. More Liberators dying, but more Ultras dying. I wish I could see how many Ultras have been killed in this game because that number has got to be huge. Look how even that resources lost is, though. 24,300 to 24,600 on the resources lost. Soul is forced to lift off his 5th base as Queens try to stab it. Then they continue the long march home to safety on the creep. That is a long way to go, ladies. Long way to go. All right, army supply is 67 to 42 in favor of Soul, but worker supply 30 to 64 in favor of TLO. And taking a 5th base here on that high ground, which is closer to his opponent, but hey, works out. Another attempted Ling attack here at the 5th. Going to force a liftoff once again on the orbital command. Holy schmoly. And all right, so Ling's getting right on into this base here at the 4th. Again, the army's not too far away, but what this is doing for TLO is it's keeping Soul off his back, keeping him off his front. Actually, he keeps assaulting this area. Widowmine's in the front there. A couple of them died just out of carelessness. Corrosive Biles landing and not killing much, actually. Overseer mixed in there as well. The Lings killing more and more SCVs. 46 workers killed by TLO, 25 killed by Soul to this point. 4 Ultras in production. There's already 1s. We're going to make it, actually 5 in production. Going to make it 6. Going to make it 6 here. Lings getting destroyed as well. And here we go. More Liberators. I feel like they die quickly, but they are so useful when they're alive. Corrosive Biles trying to catch the advancing Bio, doing okay about it, but Soul just pushing right on in and then retreating and then kiting. Fungal catching some of these Marauders here. Corrosive Biles, Widow Mines exploding on top of Overseers. Corrosive Biles dealing with Widow Mines as well here. TLO's up 147 to 104 total supply, but again, the army supply, I think... Nope, it benefits TLO. So TLO is now up in worker supply and army supply, which is a good place to be if you're playing StarCraft 2. Ultra coming from the backside, a little bit abandoned, or a little bit out of place there. And it's more of Soul kiting. If he wins this game, the Fungals though, catching the Bio, allowing the Ultras to just chew them to shreds. Oh, the fungal growth is so important. Corrosive Biles landing, Liberator overhead, can't do much against these Ultras. Might kill one, actually, does kill one. Officially gets a kill, kills an Infestor there as well. Soul is down to a handful of units, and that's it. A GG out of Soul. Soul is defeated, and TLO is victorious in this 19-minute game on King Sejong Station. Holy cow, that was nonstop. Woo, that was a good one. Good one, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Soul tried to do it with Liberators, which can work. I mean, how many Ultras died in that game? I want to say it was at least 10. Possibly more. Resources lost, very, very even. But again, it just came down to that 50 workers killed by TLO was just too much. Too much for Soul to overcome. Never really took down that fourth base of TLO. He threatened it for the last 10 minutes of that game. Couldn't quite pull it off there. TLO's defense was always just enough. His Ultras had the upgrades that were necessary. And even if they were getting kited to oblivion, they still pushed Soul's army back, which is what TLO needed. What he needed and what he got. So, smart play by TLO. I wish Soul would have gone for Ghosts. I've seen amazing things from Ghosts versus Ultras. And even if there are Infestors out, I think you can get some good shots off with that steady targeting. Anyway, that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Patreon. There is a link in the description. Just donating as little as $1 or $2 a month would be really useful to me. I'd appreciate it a whole lot. And for those of you who have already donated and pledged, I appreciate you 100,000 times %. You can also find me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /FalconPaladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.